So, continuing from our previous note, the regulation of enzyme is as important as is the activation or functioning of the enzymes. Even let me say that regulation of enzymes is even more important than their functioning, and we will see how. I mean, in an ideal state, we can think of cells containing all the proteins, all the enzymes which are used for each and every biochemical reaction. So, we have, let us say, 20 to 25,000 genes, and if we take this one to one principle, we think that one gene gives rise to one enzyme, then we have at least 25,000 different enzymes, and in ideal condition we think that, or we can wish that all of them are present at the same time, and whenever you need, they are there. But this is not how the cell works. Your cell is not living in isolation. Your cell is connected with the environment. Your cell is connected with itself also. Your cell, the very machinery of your cell is all the time in a very dynamic state. So, your cell have to respond according to what it needs and according to what it doesn't need. So, and in this way, the requirement of the functioning of the enzymes vary from cell to cell and from time to time. For instance, we know that whenever we are exercising, we need a lot of energy, and that's why all the glycolytic enzyme will be very active at that time, because glycolysis will produce a lot of energy. But you don't need these enzymes to be active also when you are sleeping, for instance, or you are resting. So, somehow the mechanisms are there to regulate that when is the enzyme have to be active and when it doesn't have to be active. Similarly, fat storage cells are not involved in the glycolysis process. They use the enzymes which are involved in the metabolism of the lipids. Similarly, digestive cells they work very harder when you are eating a meal, because you have to digest them. You have to take them into your stomach and intestine, and so the whole process of digestion should take place. So, the digestive enzyme at that time are much more active as compared to the time when you are sleeping or hours after the meal. Also, I mean, you can think of the conditions of the stomach, how they regulate acidity, neutrality, etc., how it regulates the very functioning of the enzyme, which we will see shortly. Of course, the function of the enzyme is the lowering of the activation energy, but again, the presence or absence of the enzyme or relative amounts of the enzymes affect that activation, that rate of the enzymatic reaction. How enzymes activity is regulated or depends upon the environment in which the whole reaction is taking place. One of the example can be given of the ribulose biphosphate carboxylase, which is involved in the photosynthetic organisms, and it is regulated because of the induction of light. It is activated by light. So, depending upon the presence of light, this compound will be activated and this enzyme will perform its function. Similarly, you are more familiar with the pepsin. The function of the pepsin is very much dependent upon the very condition of your stomach. More acidic the stomach is, then the pepsin will be more active. If it is more basic, pepsin will not be active. On the other hand, trypsin perform its function when the condition neutral. That is why trypsin is not as much active in the stomach, but it's very much active in the intestine, where because of the involvement of the pancreatic juice, the conditions are much more neutral or little bit basic also, and there then trypsin can perform its function. So, you can see here whether in plants, whether in animals, whether it's trypsin, whether it's pepsin, I mean, and you can take any enzyme, example of any other enzyme also. The conditions here they direct or they control the functioning of the enzyme, and this regulation of the enzyme is of utmost importance for the proper functioning of our bodies, for the homeostasis of our body. Mechanisms can be different, and you will see again and again and again how these mechanisms are involved, specifically the feedback regulations, that if a product is produced in excessive amount, more than it is required, it will tend to stop that reaction, inhibit that reaction, and you will see it again and again in Krebs cycle, in the glycolytic pathways, in the metabolism of lipids, and so on and so forth. Then there is allostatic regulation also, regulation in which not only the binding with the active site regulates the enzyme activity, but also enzyme is being bound by a substrate at a site which is other than the active site. That is the main essence of the allostatic regulation. So, that is also a very, very important feature of the enzyme regulation of enzymes. And of course, then the modification of the bonds, the covalent modifications, which then leads to the inhibition or activation of the enzymes, which we will be studying and exploring again and again throughout this course.